Caden Boozer.
Malik Brown's a really team player. He does all the little things you love from a player. Screen and rebound, do the dirty work stuff.
Caden Boozer from the corner.
That was great ball movement.
And they're going to press a little bit, which this could make it could help Niagara in a way that they get some easier shots, but it's going to speed them up too.
Niagara's first turnover. Cameron kicks it to his brother. Caden gives it back. Malik Brown tips the rebound, but to the big man for Niagara, Will Short.
But one of the problems for Niagara is Justin Hawkins is their leading scorer, number 0, and he does most of his damage on the inside. He's going to have a hard time on the inside tonight.
Trying to take it inside on Boozer. Page kicks it out. And the entry pass looking for Short. Knocked away by Brown.
That you can pass, it's that you want to pass. And that's not easy to instill in a young player.
It's been almost 2 decades since someone had numbers like Cameron Boozer through 5 games in ACC play. More defense leading to offense, and it's Darren Harris with a hand in his face.
That's what he does. That's what he's in the game to do. He has now attempted
a lot of threes.
Well, that's what he's in there to do. He's attempted 19 shots, 17 of them have been threes.
And he's shooting better than 50% from beyond the arc. Blue Devils 3 of 4 from deep. Page into traffic, no chance. Khamenia outlet. Cam Boozer didn't notice the double team, and it will stay Duke ball.
Yeah, this is what Malik Brown does. He just makes plays for you on both ends. Kind of gets up in the air, but blocks it anyway. Quick release on the 3-ball too. That's big time when you're a shooter. Get it off quick.
Now, when you get it down the court that fast, the defense has no chance.
Block shots lead to baskets.
Inbound pass denied. Jim, what do you remember about recruiting Malik Brown?
You know, he was a quiet kid. Not many people recruited him in Virginia, right near Virginia. But he played 2 years. He was a really good player for us and just does all the little things you have to have done. And a great kid.
Harris fouled this time.
Well, they hit him on the one he made, and they kind of let it go, I guess. And they did the same thing again. They didn't let this one go.
ACC Network men's basketball matchups. We'll be right back here at Cameron on Sunday for Howard and Duke. Monday night, Louisville Cardinals up to number 6 in the country, taking on the Eastern Michigan Eagles. That's Monday night at 7. Both games available on the all-new ESPN app as well as live here on the network.
Harris, we talked about his shooting ability. Jim, that free throw he missed, he was 7 for 7 coming in. And so it's still early in the season, but he hadn't missed a free throw before that one.
At least we didn't jinx him. We
didn't say anything.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. Not that that's...
Who would ever blame you for jinxing somebody like that?
Oh, there's a multitude of people.
10 straight points for the Blue Devils. These 10-0 runs have been a common trait for Duke so far this season.
And it's this team that he substituted, that John Shire substituted with 17 minutes left in the half, particularly Malik Brown being able to get out there on the point of the press.
It's just a hard job for Niagara to get a shot, let alone make a shot.
Walters beats the crowd's buzzer, but can't get it to go. Good hustle on the offensive glass by Khamenia Shabangu, and that leads to a second 3 for the Purple Eagles. Walters has them both. Harris to Khamenia, and he was out of bounds.
There's nothing worse.
Durham and Steve Adazio and Dana Boyle, we were arriving to Cameron right as they were arriving to meet with Coach Diaz and his staff as they get ready to call Duke Carolina football over in Chapel Hill tomorrow. Duke by 19. And Malik Brown gets his hands on another pass. A nice outlet to Khamenia. Foster passes up the shot. Khamenia will take it. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Harris. Waving off the shot attempt, and it's Niagara ball.
Well, Khamenia likes that because now he doesn't get a missed shot.
That's right.
Oh, that's good. That's a good foul for him.
They called it on Foster, not Harris.
It is hard to get the ball past Malik Brown.
He's really good defensively. He's good, great hands. I think he gets his hands on more balls than anybody in the country. He's just always right around the ball.
Well, 2 years ago, he led the conference in steals.
Yeah. Well, when he was a freshman at Syracuse, he was second or third as a freshman. He just has a knack for getting his hands on the basketball.
Why wasn't he a bigger recruit, Jim? Why do you think it took a while for everybody to realize?
Well, he didn't score, a lot in high school. And,
three from the corner, Justin Page.
That has to be it because he physically is a very, very good basketball player.
On the Page, I said before that Hawkins was the leading scorer. He's not. Hawkins is the leading inside scorer, but that's the first basket for Page, who is, and no problem scoring for the Blue Devils.
Second three for Foster.
You just want Niagara to handle the ball, and then if they get some threes, make them. They can hang around and make it a little difficult.
On the drive, and a foul going against Duke here. Goes against Khamenia.
Well, this is really interesting because they've got Foster and Boozer in the game at the same time. Caden Boozer, that is. So your 2 point guards playing at the same time. Penetration into the lane, get it to Brown. Brown finds the open man.
Well, I think these guys are all willing passers, and they all can play together. You can play 2 point. Sometimes it's better to play 2 point guards together. You can have a better team that way. The thing I'm seeing here that I haven't seen as much from Duke, so many more driving kicks this year. Last year, I think they drove and finished more. This year, they're kicking a lot.
By the way, that last foul they gave to Brown instead of Khamenia. Both could have been called for it. Page makes a pair. He's got 5. Under 8 to play in this first half. Gungba. Defender goes down, and he will get to the line after missing the short one. More free throws coming up for Gungba when we come back to Cameron.
From the free throw line against all your opponents.
Not even 5.5 games.
Yeah, that's not bad. But that's the kind of pressure that this team can put on you. They have guys who can take the ball to the basket, and then if you take that away, they've shown they've got guys who can make threes.
They're hard to defend. They're very hard to defend because they get in the lane, and if you get in front of them, they pass it out, and they got threes. Why? And they got guys that can make them, and they've got guys that can offensive rebound. So they're not an easy team to guard, and I think they're getting better because they're so young, and they got so many guys that have the potential to get better right now.
How about Gungba, 6 for 6 at the free throw line to start tonight's game.
Oh, we talked about him before the game. He's having a great year so far. It's early, but he's really doing the job they want him to do.
Made big strides. May have misdirected that shot. Rebound finds Khamenia. There was a chance to take his 8th three-pointer there, and he passed it up.
Wisely. You know, when you're 0 for 7 from 3, the advice would be to get closer.
Yeah, at some point you have to say, let's not shoot that shot anymore.
Khamenia to the corner for Caden Boozer. Buckets.
What a pass that was.
Really good pass, and they had a little screen help on the weak side, too. Get him wide open.
Khamenia's made that type of pass, made that type of play. He's been a nice, solid role guy off the bench as a freshman.
Yeah, and it's hard for freshmen. Unless you're a boozer, I mean, it's hard. It takes time. But he's got all the tools. It just, as the year goes along, he's going to get better, and he's going to be able to contribute more. But it's amazing when you see Bonga. Here's a guy that everybody said was going to be great. He's not playing good last year. He should leave. And he stays, and look at him now. He's a big-time player. This is why you want to stay sometime.
You're suggesting folks should be a little more patient?
Well, it's not
2025?
It's not a bad thing. And, you know, the same thing with Foster. He stayed. He's a good player and a good team.
Harris from the wing. It goes down, but it hit the shot clock. And they're going to wave it off.
Why, why not? That helped.
Talk about a shooter's touch.
He really squeezes it off.
No, he's looking for threes. He's going to get it up there. He only shoots it when he has it.
There's a perfect illustration of how hard it's been for Niagara to get the ball into the lane. There's nobody in there, and now the ball doesn't go in there either.
Sar the deflection. Khamenia unable to connect. Here's Page the other way. Going right at Caden Boozer, and Gungbo is there waiting for him.
I don't think he's quite figured out that Duke is big back there, and you cannot do that. He's, you know, again, Niagara in their league, he can go to the basket, and he'll get that shot up there every time, but not against these guys.
Well, he's a good shooter, and he drives the ball to the basket very well, but there's just no room tonight.
That'll be a basket in his league, but not here.
Prudhomme trying to get around Harris.
That's just a great job staying in front.
Walters, it's a kick ball. It's going to reset the shot clock to 20.
I mean, to their credit, Niagara is trying, and they're moving. They're trying to move the ball. They're trying. They just can't penetrate this defense.
And Duke, they're doing such a great job. They basically are switching everything. And even a guy like Gungba, he can move his feet well enough that he can stay in front of a smaller guy.
When you can switch everything, you end up, if your big can switch, it takes the pick and roll offense out of the game. In the Olympics, when we won our first one, Chris Bosh was probably the most valuable player on our team with Kobe there, LeBron there, because Chris Bosh played center and switched and helped us to win the Olympics.
Walters looking for his third three, can't find it. Jim, were you responsible for engineering the pick and roll coverage?
I had absolutely nothing to do with it. I was the zone coach, and we didn't play zone, so I didn't have a lot to do.
Dame Sar for three. 8 different Blue Devils have scored. We're back in 30. A really special freshman as well, overshadowed by the Boozer brothers at times, but if he can make this shot consistently like he has so far, man, with his defensive skills and savvy and instincts, he's going to have a really promising season and career ahead.
Well, the European League that he played in is tough as heck, and men, so he should be ready for this.
Niagara breaks the pressure and then almost turns it over. Malik Brown knocks it out of bounds.
There. I mean, it's Malik Brown.
He's coming from the point all the way back, and that's something you stress when you're a pressing team, and most big guys never get there, and there'd be an open three, and that's why you don't press sometimes, because you give up open threes. He didn't let that happen.
Into the backcourt. So, Jim, back to the Olympic conversation. Tell me about the meeting where you suggested to Coach K, I think we should run some zone tonight.
I don't think I mentioned that more than, no. We did practice it 2 days, and we used it in one exhibition game. That's all. But international ball is different. You almost have to play man-to-man. Just too many good shooters.
Wow. Trenton Walters, speaking of good shooters.
They make 4 or 5 more of those shots, which they won't. They'd be in the game.
Tough teardrop. Caden Boozer, pretty.
That's really a good drive in transition, and to recognize that everybody's sort of playing him for the pass, and so you go right through and make a shot.
Caden's the leading scorer for Duke right now with 8. A lot of balance behind him. That's going to be a foul on young Caden.
Those are good fouls. That's an aggressive foul, trying to get to the ball. That's good. But, you know, what's the problem? Niagara's made a couple nice threes, and they're only down 30. I mean, you know, they're only down 24. And they're not playing that bad. You know, Duke is just too strong, too physical.
We asked Greg Paulus at shoot-around, what do you expect tonight? He just kind of laughed, and he's like, they're really good. We're going to try to play hard, maybe win a segment here and there, create some positive things on film. I think they got Howard tomorrow, and that's the game that they feel like they can really get. Walters, not this time.
But his guys are playing really hard.
Yeah.
Khamenia gets clobbered. For Duke and North Carolina. And then the 128th big game between Cal and Stanford at 7:30. Chris Cotter, Max Brown on the call. You never know when the band might wander onto the field when Cal and Stanford get together. Duke by 24 here at Cameron Indoor. 8 of the 9 players who have taken the floor have scored, and Khamenia has a couple assists despite not having any points so far.
But to get points, you have to shoot, and he's only taken 1 shot.
Well, the thing is nice is they have 9 guys, and they're all playing, and that's good.
What a pass that was. But you don't make that pass unless Malik Brown does a great job creating space
100%.
inside.
It's the receiver as much as the passer sometimes.
High percentage finish for Malik. That's an air ball and a rebound for Brown, and here comes Foster.
Another thing that this Duke team does really well is they get the ball out quickly on rebounds.
Malik Brown does that. He's really good at that. He just gets it and lets it go.
Talk about rooting out some space on the inside. Sabino had no chance in there. He's trying desperately to get around Brown, but that's really some pass, but it's a great job making yourself available for that pass.
I mean, these guys look for each other. That's what their first thought is, I think, from watching them play. They're big guys. Their first thought is to pass, and that's really almost completely opposite of what most big guys do. Their first thought is score. These guys are looking to pass and make a play out of it, which is, it's great for your teammates. It's a great chemistry thing for your team.
Cameron Boozer rebounds the miss, sets up Evans. And then you got his hand on it, but Niagara comes away.
Well, you're not going to make them all, but they continue to get wide open shots.
Wide open. If the nights they make a lot of them, it's going to be real hard.
Crazy is reminding Zonke of his air ball from that left wing earlier. Prudhomme trying to get it inside, nowhere really to go. Clock winding down. Hawkins to beat the buzzer, did not catch iron.
Well, Hawkins hadn't made any threes on the year. He's 0 for 3 coming in. His game is on the inside. But again, when Prudhomme's trying to drive the ball in there, Malik Brown steps in and totally disrupts the whole thing.
There's really no place to go there.
And there's been very little lackluster effort or any lapses from Duke in this first half.
None, really.
Coach, I know you expect your guys to play hard all the time, but in a game like this, when you're expecting a mismatch, do you build in a little buffer for a lapse mentally?
No, I mean, you try to understand that if you work hard every day in practice and push every day in practice, well, why can't you play hard in a game, even if it's whoever?
The greatest player in Niagara history, led him to the Sweet 16 in 1970. His greatest game ever was a 68-point game, December 7th, 68, against the Syracuse Orangemen.
I didn't guard him and I wasn't on the team, but we held him to his lowest total and then he got a little mad and had 68 against us. If he was playing tonight in his prime, he'd still get 40 against Duke. I'm telling you, that's how good he was.
At the time, 68 was a then NCAA D1 record. There's a nice possession out of the timeout for Greg Paulus's bunch.
Well, he played in the same era as Pistol Pete Maravich, and he was such a great scorer that he actually led the country in scoring over Pistol Pete Maravich one year.
Yeah, he's phenomenal scorer. We double teamed him every play, and the other three guys played zone, and he still averaged 45 against.
Well, that 68-69 season when he dropped 68, that was one of the few years where you weren't directly, and you became an assistant the next year.
The next year, I had nothing to do with it.
You were busy playing for the Scranton Miners and the Apollos then, weren't you?
I was driving down to Scranton and playing in the wintertime. I didn't want to see any part of those games.
Did the Apollos run the 2-3?
We did not. We did not run the 2-3.
Well, then he struggled when he started as an assistant coach at Syracuse because he tried to recruit me.
Yeah, that was I was early and I didn't understand. Like, then when I saw Bonner play, I said, what was I recruiting him for? I got a little better in my recruiting after that, luckily.
Dan did tell me that you gave him a tour of the Syracuse campus. He said it was a really detailed, energetic tour.
Yeah, I mean, I was all right. I was starting out. I was young. We didn't get him, so obviously I wasn't that good at recruiting. But
obviously he was very good at recruiting because that set the stage for all the success he had later. I'm going to take some credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have to practice and then you get better players. We tried to recruit Jay Billis, and I tell Jay all the time, we really wanted you, we just couldn't get you in school. It was, you know, of course, Jay doesn't like it when I say that. But he had a role at Duke, too. He took the ball out of bounds and stayed out of Johnny Dawkins and Mark Ellery's way. Just let them do the work that they needed to do.
That's right. For the Hall of Famer Jim Boeheim, the great Dan Bonner, Evan Lepler with you from Cameron Indoor Stadium in Durham.
Adam, what did you do with the ACC network people to get stuck with two of the oldest people in the business? I mean, you must have really got somebody upset up there.
It is a privilege to be alongside such knowledge and experience, charisma.
Is that how you wrote it, Dan? Is that what you wrote for him?
Well, I'm going to check here.
Style.
I think you got a couple of words wrong.
Did you call me Adam, by the way? It's Evan.
No, I would never do that.
Evan.
I never would do that unless I was thinking of Adam Shine, a notable Syracuse graduate who talk radios it.
Here's Page on the drive. Kicks it out, Sabino. Loose ball out of bounds to Duke. 15-15 to play. The Duke Blue Devils on their way to 6-0.
One of the reasons college basketball is better, the other one, all the guys coming back, and the other one, all the international players who came over because they make so much more money here than they can in Europe.
Dallas is one of those guys. When you look at some of these marquee wins, Kansas has been on the wrong side of a couple. I was really impressed with Louisville against Kentucky, although the Wildcats have some issues right now. No issues for Duke at the moment. Malik Brown adds 2 more to his total.
Well, you can't really overstate for the ACC in terms of the number of teams they might get into the NCAA tournament. It was a struggle last year because the conference teams simply didn't perform very well in the non-conference portion of the schedule.
100%. Wake Forest could have had 2 monster wins.
Yep.
And they just missed out. I mean,
1 point loss to Michigan and Detroit. 1 point loss to Texas Tech last night in the Bahamas. Caden Boozer has knocked down a bunch of open good looks tonight.
He's been able to get those open good looks because Duke is doing a great job drawing the defense and kicking it back for scores.
You can't overemphasize that, Dan. It's just really good penetration passing, looking for each other.
And with a guy like Evans, Jim, you know, you got to play him for his 3 so he can go by you if you're not really careful.
No question.
Evans Surprised he missed it, but it comes right back to him. Extra pass to Harris. Evans will create a third chance. Khamenia will try. And
now everybody who's played for Duke has scored.
6-3 of the season for Khamenia. Niagara's barely looking for points in the paint, but Walters, when he's got a little bit of daylight, he's knocked him down.
What's that, his 5th three tonight?
Yeah, he's 5 for 10.
They're really moving the ball well, and they got 27 points. When you don't make any layups and you don't get to the foul line, it's hard to score a lot of points.
Khamenia, same spot, same result.
What a pass!
Totally unselfish Duke team.
And now 12 for 23 from beyond the arc. 5 of 8 since halftime. And another line change with Gungba, Foster, and Sarr all coming back in off John Shire's bench.
Well, these are the type of games, and this is the time of the season where you sort of have to blend things together, and you got to play the guys to see what they can do and how they blend together. I mean, there's a lot of really good players here, and it's going to be, you know, it's always a challenge to keep all your players happy.
Always. That's why these games are good. Everybody plays.
Jim, as the Blue Devils get into conference play, you think John can continue to play 9 guys?
Oh, I mean, he'll play them. He will, you know, play a couple guys, Cameron Bruiser, probably Bonga. They'll probably play more, but the other guys will play. But those 2 guys will be in more, I think. And it depends who else, Evans or who else is playing well. It's hard to play 9. 7 or 8 is, 8's good. But they don't have a lot else either. They got 9. They're trying the zone just to see. I think they did it because I'm here. No.
They might have.
No, they play it a little bit.
Nobody stopped the ball, and Boozer missed the layup. Gungba there to clean it up, and he'll go back to the line. Well, Duke had 5 different guys make a 3 in the first half, and here in the second half, Nikolas Khamenia joined the scoring party.
Going into the conference.
Wow. I mean, seriously, that's
probably as tough of 5 games as you can really get, you know, in college basketball.
On Thanksgiving, they'll play the Razorbacks in Chicago, and then Florida will be here for the ACC-SEC Challenge in early December.
That will be some game.
Going back to Madison Square Garden to take on Texas Tech. Duke will put its current winning streak at MSG on the line. They've won 9 straight in the world's most famous arena, including Tuesday in the Champions Classic over Kansas. That's well done, and more points in the paint, which have come sparingly tonight for the Purple Eagles.
That is the first time we have seen Niagara break down the Duke defense like that.
And get a layup.
That was great dribble penetration. Duke did not rotate or switch effectively that time. That's the first time we've seen that all night long.
What's the coaching point from that possession defensively so it doesn't happen again?
I think it is, don't worry about it, because it only happened once this game.
Foul on Dame Sarr in transition. It's his first.
You got to credit Niagara. They continue to try to move the ball.
3:30, and then the game for the 128th time. Cal and Stanford, the final game in the triple header. It all begins with a huddle at 10 a.m. on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
See, Dan, I thought Evan would never make a mistake. He did. He made one.
That was your first mistake right there, was thinking.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But maybe people would be more intimidated by them if their name were the Huns.
The Blue
Yes,
Huns.
the Blue Hunt. Absolutely. I like that.
Warriors.
The Huns might not like it, though, and it would be, the name would not be allowed.
Shot clock winding down. Hawkins turnaround over Gungba, comes up short, and Khamenia has the rebound.
Now in the MAAC, Hawkins will make that shot.
Do you think he's going to be happy to leave behind Bunga and Boozer and not have to ever see them again?
Well, I tell you what, I think he would like to see them at least one more time, and that's in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that's true.
But this is just, I mean, what Greg Paulus is trying to do at Niagara is just very interesting in terms of, you know, what he's dealing with. You mentioned the lack of funds, another great move by Gungba. But everybody's, you know, you look around these other schools, there's all these transfers from other major schools. Well, he's got guys from junior college and D2.
That's what he has to do. He
Now,
don't have money.
It has been proven that guys from D2 can play. Bennett Schertz, you know, proved that to everybody.
But that's the exception.
You used to call the D2 tournament, right?
I did 14, 15 Division II Elite Eights. And I mean, there's really good players in D2.
Career high 17 for Patrick Gungba II.
Good players and really good coaches in Division II.
Page, tough shot.
And I think you could say that all night long. Tough shot. That's what they've been dealing with. I think to their credit, though, they're still out there playing incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no give up. There's no fall off. They're trying to execute. They're trying to run their stuff. And on the other side, Duke's still playing hard and trying to stop them every play.
While the score has really never been close, it was 13-3, 15-3 early. It's been a pretty compelling, entertaining, back and forth, up and down game.
Yeah, I mean, you watch Duke play, it's fun to watch them. They got a lot of good players. They know how to play. It's fun to watch the game.
Sure is.
Prudhomme that time was able to take advantage of Khamenia. You know, Khamenia just not quick enough there in the transition.
This Duke team back in action on Sunday against the Howard Bison, led by another Duke alum, Kenny Blakeney. Nate James also on that Howard staff. And on Monday on ACC Network, Pat Kelsey's Louisville Cardinals hosting Eastern Michigan at 7 o'clock.
And of course, Evan, we will be right back here with you on Sunday.
I'm looking forward to it.
But we will go to El Toro Pizza again before Sunday because it's the best pizza in the South.
It was incredibly delicious today, Jim. It's your spot, and you've done well.
Who would think you could? Whoa!
Chance for a 4-point play for Isaiah Evans.
Who would ever think you could find a great pizza place in Durham, North Carolina?
Now, you're going to get yourself in trouble.
No, I mean, it's unlikely. Not impossible.
You know, Greensboro is just an hour drive away if you want to check out some of their fine dining
They have a great
establishments.
place possibilities there. I've changed my whole tune. I'm very, and by the way, when I said that 100 years ago about Greensboro, I was joking, but I guess you
The
can't
reporters
joke.
didn't take
No.
that. Do you feel you have mellowed, quote, in retirement, unquote?
I spoke at Greensboro's main banquet like 3 or 4 years ago, and they all applauded, so I might be forgiven.
How many pitchforks did you see while you were there?
No, don't go there. Don't go there.
Great to be sharing the crow's nest with Jim Boeheim, Dan Bonner.
Yeah,
Vantage point unlike any other in college hoops.
And nobody wants to be in this vantage either. It's not that easy. And it's a hard walk down.
Well, there used to be a ladder. Now there's a stairwell, so you're getting off easy.
Well, it's a hard walk down, but Isaac Newton at least helps you with that. It's harder going up.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was the first old man comment from you two tonight. Done a good job staying away from that. Complaining about the stairs. Come on, gentlemen.
If I was young, I would complain.
These are great
about
athletes.
This. I would complain about it if I was young. It's not an easy walk up here. Come on. Just because you play pickleball.
Jim, you were telling us about your squash sensational abilities earlier today.
First of all, nobody listening knows what squash is, so don't go there.
How about Ifeanyi Ufuchuku for 2?
Squash.
That is, you know, he caught the ball well inside. He's not going to play very much this year, but Khamenia really made a nice pass.
The block. They're going to count the basket. For the moment, Duke had created its largest lead of the season at 57. Very close.
Well, it's just, it's hard to take a charge anymore. And I like that. You know, you have to have your position, your defensive position established before the shooter plants the foot before going airborne.
I would like it to be out of the game. I would like to be a foul every time on the defensive player. Try to block it, try to make a play, but don't just stand there and try to get run over. I think it's the worst play in basketball, and it should get it out of the game.
Khamenia for 3.
I think he got some confidence tonight.
Things are always easier when the ball's going in the basket.
But it does help you a little bit confidence-wise when you're a freshman to make something.
Matched his season high tonight with 9. Hawkins turned away by Ufuchuku.
Ufuchuku could be a valuable player for them once you get into the tough games.
Nigerians got size, got experience, transfer from Rice.
Game Rivalry Showdown. ACC football, all day Saturday on ACCN.
From the very opening tip tonight, Niagara has been overmatched, and Duke leads 92-35. We saw the first points of the night for Ifeanyi Ufuchuku, who previously scored in the Western Carolina game a couple weeks ago. Niagara is going to play tomorrow on this court against Howard, the team that Duke will play on Sunday. It's an interesting MTE that they've created here with the Brotherhood.
Yeah, it is, but it's going to be really hard for Niagara to try to get over this and come back tomorrow. But they've kept playing. They played the whole game. They're still playing. And, you know, Duke just doesn't have bad players to put out there against them.
From a Ken Palm ranking standpoint, Niagara's 316, Howard's 320 coming into today, so it should be a good game.
Yeah, I think so. Niagara's just got to get over the hangover real quick. It's not good when you get beat by 50-some points.
Duke's going to improve to 6-0. Another bad miss for Zaki. Jack Scott, can he find his offense? Nope, not this time. Scott, the transfer from Princeton, grew up in Colorado Springs, Colorado, beautiful place. Scott's got himself a rebound. The crowd wants Scott to score. Instead, he'll zip it outside. Cameron Sheffield unable to connect.
I think Scott was a pretty good player at Princeton, but he doesn't fit here the way he plays.
Chance for a three-point play for Will Short, the Australian, but he also says he hails from New Zealand. He was born in Australia, but he kind of considers himself a Kiwi. It's a little confusing.
I've always wanted to go to New Zealand, but it's just too far away right now. That was Al McGuire's favorite place. He would go there every summer and ride his bike around the country.
You were coaching in the Sydney Olympics, though, right? No? I don't know what year was which.
No, that was way long ago. Come on. No, I started in 2008 in China.
That's right, Beijing.
Beijing, London, and Rio.
But China's not across the street either.
No, that was a long trip, trust me. Once I did it, but that was to try to help win an Olympic gold medal. That's okay. I didn't go for a tourist.
How was the pizza in Beijing?
Pizza Hut right next door.
Pizza Hut's a fancy
My
spot
kids
in
were
China.
8 years old. They went there every night for dinner in China. That's where they ate dinner every night. They were 8 and 6.
Now they're playing pro basketball.
Now they're playing overseas and in the G League. Loving basketball.
And, you know, Coach K, we saw him earlier. You got to visit with him before Duke shoot-around today. Retirement doesn't mean the same thing to guys like you and Coach K, because both of you still seem like you're doing a million different things.
A million. I'm doing this, working at the school. Coach is working here at the school. Coach K, he's still got his radio. He's speaking all over the country, and he's doing stuff for the NBA. He's busy 6 days a week. I mean, he has 17 grandkids, so he's with them too. So he looked good. I saw him this morning, but the key is keep busy. Don't sit around. Keep busy. Keep doing stuff. That's what you have to do. But I'm glad I'm really not coaching right now.
Are you particularly glad you're not coaching Niagara right now?
Yeah, I was on a couple of these. It's 30 point. They're not fun. Down 30 or 40. It's really not fun.
What if you're on the right side of it? Is it fun then?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, winning is fun anyway. Absolutely. But not when you're on the wrong side of these things.
Two-shot foul here. Niagara's got one more.
I think your point's a good one, though, Jim. This is a Niagara team they've been made to look really bad today, but they're not that bad.
No, they're not.
Duke is really good, and you don't want this one loss to become two because you're playing a team that's more your equal.
And it's going to be hard. I think it'll be hard. I hope they can do it. But Howard's rested. They're going to come in all ready to go. And you got to give the edge to Howard, even if Niagara's a little bit better team.
Second three of the season for Jack Scott as he gets in the scorebook too.
Well, that's a foul. You can't just jump on top.